My final thoughts are the feelings I've been mulling over in Robin's Nest, ready to hatch into ideas I hope you might want to consider. What does it mean to be safe? Arguably, it means everything, and everything we need leads to safety. Without stable housing, we are not safe. Without access to quality education, nutrition, healthcare, employment, we're not safe. Yet we boil safety down to a policing responsibility and then exclude police from our lives like they're from another planet. To look at safety only through the data can be a trick, too. It's a shape changer. It's only been for about the last quarter century that the official numbers of the bad stuff, the murders, rapes, robberies, carjackings, burglaries, etc., have been required to be made public. But then you try to divide and conquer by those details. Which of those crimes were committed with a firearm, involved an underage victim or perpetrator, happened between strangers or people who knew each other, was gender-based violence? Those numbers can make your eyes glaze over. But one thing that is consistent and without challenge is the racial disparity, what some people call the color of crime. A disproportionate number of victims, a far disproportionate number of victims and alleged perpetrators of harm are Black people. No, Chicago is not the murder capital of the country, but we are the poster child of racialized crime data because this is one of the most efficiently segregated cities in the nation. The outcomes of that segregation will be a frequent theme to explore here in Other News, which is why we are starting with safety, because without that, without peace, nothing else can truly succeed. Trying to figure out exactly what the role of police has been, should be, or could be in helping to keep the peace is a piece of the puzzle that means life or death, not just literally dying, but living a life that has no hope or reasonable prospects for a future worth working toward, dying slowly. Consider why some young people would rather stand up and be cut down than live on their knees. Rather than face that slow death, they risk and they inflict violence. We'll be talking in future broadcasts about why it is young people are more likely to make that devil's bargain. So I leave you with the idea that there is a danger in the single story, the grouping of people as others, letting a stereotype define who you either fear and hate or love and respect. When you hear about people who have a code of silence, who are always on the lookout for trouble, who have no choice or voice in the rules they must follow to survive, who dare not risk snitching on one another, who never know how they're going to be received or perceived, people who step into danger on a regular basis. Who am I talking about? Is it the cops? Or is it my own Black son or yours? There's a lot more we have in common than I think we realize. In Other News, thanks for joining us.